You already know what it is. Episode 15. We in the building.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no special guest. It's
Nope.
just JY. It's just Banks. And I'm just tired as hell and hungry. What you up to, man?
Oh man, just about the same. Like, you ever feel so tired you got to look at yourself in the mirror to make sure you don't look how you feel?
Yeah, usually when I do that, especially if I don't have a shape up like I do right now, I just think about my life very often.
Yeah, you just gotta like do a quick check of the eyes to be like, yo, how baggy are they? Because they feel like, like, hey man, your eyes just feel like, hey man, I don't know when you closing, but I'm closing soon.
Right. With or without your consent.
Yeah. So, just had to get the water and eat an apple. Be like, oh, okay, okay, we good.
For a little bit.
Yeah, my
Yeah, don't eat no pork.
nah, or have any caffeine. I had an apple and drank some water. My body was like, huh? What you say?
What, you, what does it right there?
What that say right there? An apple a day keeps what? The doctor.
That's,
Okay, we far away from that.
okay, that's all I'm saying.
This is away. It's an up and away. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Yeah. But nah,
Or
where
or or you could go vegan. See how that works out.
we're gonna leave that space in there real quick.
Exactly. I'll let that beat just stay there.
Yeah.
Cause I know it wasn't like he was thinking about that. I was like, is this man serious? And to be clear, not really. Not really. I think everybody should eat meat. Pause.
No, no pause about that. Eat meat. If you thinking it's if you're thinking about penis, then maybe you should eat that too. I don't like. What am I
I
supposed to
mean,
tell you at this moment? Like,
yeah. Be
don't.
you. Love who you love. Be who you gonna be.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that brings us to the first daily topic, which apparently the internet has exploded because we are back arguing about whether Bert and Ernie are just two dudes who live together or are they in an actual relationship. And look, man, whether they are in a romance or a bromance, I feel like they have been the most stable couple I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. Like to be roommates with somebody for 50 years, that's insane.
Yeah, man, their bond is beyond just like attraction and sexual. Like they get each other, they complete each other. Like I don't care whether it's someone you love romantically or just love like that. You know, hey man, I, I have not had anything as strong as that, and I buy Goodyear tires.
Right? Which is the authentic tires.
Yeah,
This podcast is sponsored by Goodyear, if you didn't know.
yeah. Like I buy name brand shoes. I buy sturdy shit. Ain't nothing I've ever seen in my life. It's furniture that has felt falling apart before that relationship. And Ernie gets on Bert's nerves. So it has to be one of two things with that relationship. If they're not gay, or they're gay and they just love each other, or they're not gay. Either Ernie can really cook, or he's paying the majority of the rent.
I would say Ernie, just because he looks like he has no life. My man look like all he want to do is just work.
Yeah,
And maybe that's where his stress comes from. That's why he be trying to get that good night's
that's
sleep.
Bert. That's Bert. Bert is the yellow.
Okay. Okay, Bert. Oh yeah, Ernie is the orange one.
Yeah,
The one that reminds me of God rest his soul, Robin Williams.
yeah,
Okay. So Bert, that's the one, right?
yeah,
Bert, yeah, so Bert is nigga be in them comfortable pajamas, be trying to sleep. Here come Ernie off them perks late at night. They had perks back then, people, if you didn't know. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they did. My sources are telling me. Sean Blazington is probably my sources. But he was off them perks and mollies at night, and this man's trying to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's a certain level of love I haven't been to yet, and that's love right there. Because if I'm trying to get a good night's sleep, which I personally don't, because I don't sleep much often, but if somebody's trying to sleep and you going in, and all you can do is cuss that dude out and not put no hands on him, you gotta be love. Because at a certain point, you gotta be, all right, I gotta go ahead and steal on this dude.
Yeah, kids show be damned. Kids shows have gotten violent before. The fact that like they just like Bert just chalked this up to like, you know what, this is just who he is, and I just gotta, you know, you're right. Ernie is off those beans for real, and Bert might be off the lean for real because nobody is that chilled out. Even in the frustration, he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna let this ride.
Nah, maybe he's a quiet psycho.
It could be that. Could be that. We haven't addressed the fact that maybe Bert is a serial killer, and though Ernie is annoying, you know, he's one of the better humans in the world. But I don't know. That was a fun thing to hear today, especially because you know. Okay, so a candidate for watched uh watched MVP of the week is the whoever gave Stormy Daniels help writing her book. Like whoever helped her write her book, not for anything other than the fact that you guys decided of all the metaphors and similes and like the things you can liken something to, you, the person helping her write her book, decided to describe Donald Trump's penis like Toad from Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, what, bruh, everybody tripping over here like, oh, you shouldn't be saying Bert and Ernie gay. What about Toad? We just made Toad a dick.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't a flattering one.
The biggest dick on the planet that everybody hates. Well, yeah. I can't say that because North Korea, they hate their dictator. But
yeah,
because America is the most popular country in the world, I'm pretty sure they'll convince, like, yeah, we don't like that dude.
Nobody likes him.
Except for my man that had the picture of him. What was that you sent me? The dude was like, he had a picture saying like one of his heroes was Donald Trump, the African man.
Oh, Nigerian man, yeah.
and then I quote, you said, who's going to tell him?
Yeah. Because he was talking about he wanted to come to the country and meet Donald Trump. And I don't feel like anybody was really going to tell him that, you know, hey, you can't come. Just simple as that. He didn't say Nigeria, but he did not say it.
Right. He hinted at it. You know, in places where my African American brothers, they're just African. My African American brothers over there, that place where they come from.
Yeah, he probably think you from Wakanda, man.
Oh, he solely believes Wakanda is a real place. Like, he's one of besides like two other people, and most of them are kids, which is cool. I guess you keep the imagination alive as long as you can. Trump is probably the only person that really is investigating to see if there's a Wakanda.
I know. He like, do they really got vibranium? Because we can get some of that.
And he would probably have no use for it.
He would
except for to fix his toe, maybe.
But I just want to get back to this because I know it's a gross thing to talk about, but yo, Toad is a pretty good Mario Kart character.
Absolutely, fast as shit.
Like, and we just gonna do this to him? He has not been loyal to Peach all this time just to be made, you know, the dick of the apprentice. This is what we doing to Toad. Y'all need to respect Toad. Y'all worried about if Bert and Ernie are gay. Look, man.
Check up on your strong friend.
It don't matter. We already said that is a bond that cannot be broken no matter what. Now, if they are gay, cool. Ain't tripping. It's Sesame Street. You learn about everything there. But what value do you have describing Toad to be Donald Trump's dick? And I'm going to keep saying, y'all describe Toad as how Donald Trump's dick looks because I want y'all to be stuck with that. I want y'all to go play Nintendo games, and then you think about what I said, and then you're just gonna turn on YG at that point.
Bruh.
You ain't got nothing else to do. So
yeah, who had time for that today? That's how you know it's been a slow week.
Yeah,
and it's because they had to really bring up Bert and Ernie. They chilling, getting their residuals from the past 50 years.
They asked the Sesame Street writer, so it wasn't like out of the blue. But still, like the writer was like, "Yeah, I think of them as like a couple." And I was like, "That's fine. Y'all act like the odd couple never existed."
Right.
It wasn't like whether it's a real couple or a couple. Like the important thing is they are written like a couple.
Right. They are friends.
Friends, they're lovers, whatever you want them to be, man. Whatever.
Yeah, friends could be lovers in a platonic way.
Yeah, they might be bumping Little John. They
in New York, right? They probably playing Tekashi. Tekashi definitely looks like a Sesame Street character.
Tekashi does look like a Sesame Street character.
Blicky with the sticky sunny days. Sticky,
Yeah, sunny day. Yeah, Blicky, we got to splice that. Just put it to that beat. Sunny day, Blicky with this thing. Sticky. Can you tell me how to get to? I'm a bird, bro. Fuck that bitch. Something. Shouting.
Right, whatever you say. All I know is Blicky with the sticky.
Yeah.
That's all I know. And shouts out. There he is. So maybe Sesame Street is Treyway, whatever a Treyway is. I don't know, but apparently Fetty Wap is with whoever Treyway is.
Yeah, and I feel like we need to get into more serious conversations when it comes to Sesame Street. Like, how come Kermit is the only Muppet that gets to be on it? Why you can't have Fozzie there? Why you can't have?
Was he on there?
Yeah, remember he used to do like the news reports?
I don't remember that.
I remember that.
But I understand because that's the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Hanson Company, that's the breadwinner.
Yeah, no. He's the bag getter. But still, man, y'all mean to tell me like Oscar wouldn't rock with Miss Piggy?
Probably not. He don't rock with nobody, as we've seen.
That's exactly why they would get along. He'd say something and she'd kick the shit out of his trash can.
Right. That woman was the predication of women that's into domestic violence.
Yeah. She'll like karate chop the shit out of that trash can, leave a dent.
Right. And that wig be floating too when she do it.
Yep. You would tell me Fozzie and Big Bird wouldn't get along? Fozzie broke the shit out of Big Bird, and Big Bird would slap the shit out of him.
This is a very ironic conversation, and I'll tell you off air as to why. This is funny that we talk about Sesame Street right now. I'll talk about it off air as to why.
Oh, okay.
That was never my speed though. Like I said, I'll tell you off air what's up. But let me just put it this way: like that show, I've seen personally what that show has mean a lot to people, more so than it means to me. Because I understand, like, it's 50 years of people growing up on that. Like, it's still a very popular show to this day. I see babies still rocking with Sesame Street, which is crazy. Like, it's not crazy. Like, people will still rock with that. It's just It's
Yeah,
50 years of people rocking with it. But
it's,
I mean, when you know your lane, you like, we got something here. We got talking giant birds and like Dave Chappelle said, Stuffy might be or whatever his name is might be on the smack.
yeah. But at the same time, like, you know, you hear sunny day. He's about to do the shoot dance to that. That's they like that Sesame Street song is they Block Boy JB.
I'm very surprised the young boys ain't did that. They danced to everything.
I'm certain someone has. I'm certain someone has.
And I really want to YouTube or Google this
Not right now.
just to find out.
Anyways, uh, so let's get another candidate in. Oh, you what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the fight?
Yeah, we can talk about the fight. That man got hurt early. I know he was up on the card except for 2 rounds, and towards the end, I guess they said, "Well, he looks fucked up, so let's just go ahead and give it to Coleno." But he was up. It was. I feel like it could have. I feel like Triple G won, honestly. And I'm being biased, but at the same time, when I see somebody beat up like that, like the first round, after that first round, that man was hurt. I don't know. And they said Coleno tested clean, allegedly. Like they said he was clean for this whole fight this time around. Hey, if somebody clean and they beating your ass like that, whereas when they was on the shit and you didn't look that bad, I got a lot of questions. Like, were both of y'all on the shit on that first fight? And this fight, you decided not to be?
Well, that's the interesting thing.
What happened?
What you call it had bruises. The other one had cuts. So at the end of the fight, if you just looked at faces, you can clean up cuts. Bruises last. So you think the person bruised won, but you go look at the 12th round, they was both leaking.
Oh, definitely. But Triple G just looked like goddamn ground beef.
Oh, yeah, that's his face. His face normal looked like he a little punched up.
Right. And because when you got a chin like that, apparently this time he still got a chin, but goddamn. They look like they A-Town stomped up, man.
Yeah, man. But I mean, I could see how people think Canelo won that fight. I could see how people think Triple G won that fight. I think it was bless you. I think it was a draw. Again. Like, I ain't seen nothing from either of them that proves that they're the better fighter. One of them is the better fighter. Because, like, hey, man, Canelo is a counter puncher. His counter punching was working.
Very well. He hit that man with that uppercut like in the second round.
Yeah. And then there's Triple G. He's trying to smother you with that jab, and then later on just start punishing you with hooks and rights and uppercuts. And he jabbed the shit out of him, and later in the rounds, I think it was like the 10th round, he hit Canelo with something that had Canelo wobbly.
Right.
Like, Canelo wasn't going to go down, but Canelo was out for a minute on his feet.
He was shook. But when I seen Coleno, he hit Triple G a couple times. He blew 2 pieces. I mean, like, he wasn't wobbly compared to the first fight when he got hit with a right. This fight, he was just like taking it, but it's just like his face, I don't know, he lost his power or something in this one. And his face was just eating him up like this fight, but damn, it started to show. Like, I never seen him this beat up before.
I got you. It just, for me, I saw him get hurt. I saw him get hit. I was just, in my mind, I was just like, nobody's pulled away from the other person. Like, every time you think, like, oh, man, like at the beginning of the fight, you're like, oh, man, Canelo is hurting him. Then you get to the end of the fight, you're like, oh, man, Triple G is hurting him.
Right.
And, like, we were still at the same point we were before this fight started. Like, who the hell won? Like, I'm one of those people that believes Canelo wasn't on the juice. I really
The
don't.
first fight or the second?
Either one.
He's had fights, not question, because
Well,
he's
this
a middleweight, this weight.
is why
Not
I say
specifically this fight, but
this is why I say I don't think he was on juice, is because when you stop doing it, you get significantly weaker. And Canelo looked
right.
stronger than he did in the first fight. So
Any fight I've seen him in, like he's knocked people out, but god damn, it just seemed like he was just
like
this one. I don't know if he's more focused or what.
Well, he got a lot of body shots in. The body shots really hurt Triple G. But that's
That hurt anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how you say he's on the juice when someone if someone was on the juice and then someone stopped being on the juice, you would notice very fast. You would not be able to recover all that strength within 5 fucking months. 5 months?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's why they said this one he was off of it. And that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that's freaking me out. If he's off of it and he throwing hammers down, what was the point of him being on it? Unless it's for recovery.
I don't think he was ever on it. I really don't. I think he got, for whatever reason, that meat thing really happened to him and it just looked bad. The second test, it looked a lot fishier than the first test. Because the second test, it was like, did it not leave your system? Did you eat something else? Or were you really trying to get on the juice to knock him out for this one? But that's the only thing is you just started doing the juice right then and there. Because there's no other explanation. He didn't test positive before that fight. He didn't test positive after that fight. So he tests positive the first test for the second fight. So if De La Hoya really has that type of pull, he would have been able to get him out of this one too. If he's gotten him out of all these other tests. So what was so different?
Right, because now I'm reading upon what's been said. And the first fight, he got in trouble. He was on it. Okay, he was on it. This time he was not. Did he go through the Olympic style testing that Floyd usually has dirty fighters on, former dirty fighters on? I don't know. And that's another thing. Did they have him go through Olympic style blood testing this time for the fight? If he was on it, that's my main thing. If he wasn't on it, hey man, I understand. We talked about this before. I understand why people use AGH. You got to recover, especially when you're doing a contact sport like boxing or football. More so football because, boxing, that shit hurt. You getting hit and long-term effects is going to fuck you up. In football, you can die, literally.
Yeah. Boxing they've made boxing a lot harder for you to die because they stopped going 15 rounds. 15 rounds is where most people were dying. They were dying in the 13th, 14th, to 15th round. If someone just get hit with a good one in the 9th, the same thing can happen in the UFC if someone get a knee in the 2nd round.
Right.
But just before it gets a little too long, it's the perfect time to stop it. But I don't know, man. This is
It's honestly one of the best fights I've seen in a while, and it's been some pretty good ones in the past year or two long. I really like this one because it started out everybody's all right, we're gonna see this again, and then closer to when the fight was happening, in the past week, it really started to pick up press. And then watching the fight, I was like, oh, this shit is dope.
Yeah, it was a hard hitting fight, and the thing you got to remember about boxing fans is most of them are casual. Same way most sports fans are casual. So they want to see the coolest thing in thing. Imagine, you want to know the real reason why people don't watch the WNBA? There's partly because dudes are sexist. The most part is dunking. It's really it. It's dunking. People want to see slam dunks. When you start talking about technical ability, people lame out. That's why baseball is in such an interesting place because, baseball, they're starting to hit more home runs again, that's what people want. They want home runs. They don't want money ball. They don't want base hit, advance runner, sacrifice.
Right.
Like, no, you don't. Like, baseball fans care about that. But what sport can sustain with just fans of the sport? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're saying what sport has just a core fan base that just
like only the
What?
core fan base. Like, there's nothing on earth that can survive just with its core fan base. It'd be tiny.
No, because they wouldn't make money, especially not the Lakers. Because shit, mostly Laker fans are just uh, they just on and off fans of basketball in particular, not just the Lakers. Anyway,
Yeah.
now they have a reason to come back because you got the second, third greatest player of all time.
Yeah.
There, so it's going to bring a lot of money into the city if we look at it from an economic standpoint. And then now because he's known, he's been known since he was a teenager, and in the past 8 years he's become a megastar. So
And
that's the people that's going and willing to pay $1,000, or I should better yet say these rich people don't pay for shit. That's giving $1,000 tickets just to watch.
there's that. And when's the last time, like, an all-time great was on one of the most popular teams, or if not the most popular team in the sport? Like, you had the Kobe years, and you had, before that, like, Jordan's on the Bulls. The Bulls ain't this storied franchise. You have to go back to Bird and Magic and Kareem and all of that.
Right, because with Jordan, it was just he got drafted by the Bulls, and from there he just said, "I want to win." That's all I can really say. Like, I don't. It's really no scientific or really no intellectual standpoint we can go with Michael Jordan. It's just I really like to win, and I like to see people miserable. And I mean, we see now the man has over the years aged to look like a supervillain. More so Thanos. Now we see Thanos walking around.
Yeah. Like,
Like hit them 6 rings. That's the stone. The
like
Infinity Gauntlet is that bottle of tequila or Crown Royal that he walks around with.
yeah, Jordan just want to see people miserable. Like, it's not like we could say, yeah, he likes winning. He does like winning, but it's not just winning. He likes beating people.
And there's nothing you can do about it. We've heard all the stories.
Yeah, like Tim Duncan liked winning. Tim Duncan, yeah, like people like LeBron likes winning. People like Kobe and Jordan, Larry Bird, they liked beating people.
Right. Destroying your whole life, your whole mindset.
Like, they wanted to ruin you.
And the thing is with Bird, he did it at a time where everybody was trying to eat and they wasn't making a significant amount of money. So he would do it, and then everybody had this whole thing like, oh, the white boy ain't that cold. And then they find out how cold he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, Larry Bird, like, I know we talk about, everybody always talks about rings, who got the most rings, this and that. Larry Bird got 3 rings. You gonna put up Larry Bird's 3 rings against, let's say, who has more than him? Against,
Magic.
let's say, okay, Larry Bird's 3 against Scottie Pippen's 6.
Or let's just say who career you gonna choose. You gonna choose having 6 rings and being Scottie Pippen, or 3 rings and being Larry Bird.
Yeah, like, I'll do you one better. You gonna have 5 rings and be Tim Duncan, or you want to be 3 with Larry Bird?
I'm going with Larry.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna watch the games. I watch Spurs games. I watch a lot of basketball. But that's just me. But I'm going with Larry. You know, you ain't gonna get too much more excitement than you would watching a Tim Duncan game. But at least you're gonna see a little quick pass, little layup, shooting in people's eyes.
Yeah, and you found all this cool shit about Larry, like, oh, Larry played games left-handed just because he was bored. Nigga,
Closing his eyes, shooting free throws and shit.
you know,
Telling people what he gonna do.
yeah, you know what players do when they bored now? They goof off on the sideline. Like goof off on
Right.
the bench.
They get on IG Live after the game. They could be like the Knicks or the Nets, and they about to get on IG Live and turn up.
Yeah, they'll be doing the bottle flip or some shit. Just
Right.
in the game. Just like, let me try it this way. Like, can you imagine if, like, and I don't think I'm underscoring how impressive that is. Imagine if someone was so good at prepping food that they just decided to chop food with their left hand. All of a sudden.
Yeah, and get cussed out by Gordon Ramsay. But if somebody's that cold at something, be like, you know what, I'm bored. I don't have access to the internet. It's not, open source yet. In his time frame, if we're going back to Larry Bird, it's like, all right, I'm gonna shoot left-handed just because.
Larry was just like, let me just show y'all I'm ambidextrous. Why not?
It would have been better if he would have played spades on the sideline though. After they up by 30.
Oh my God! You think Larry Bird used to kill people in spades too?
Absolutely. And then the thing is between him and Jordan, Jordan used to just take your money and probably take another semi-retirement because of that.
Yeah.
And you can't lose. I mean, if Jordan loses it, I mean, we've heard if he lose, what he gonna do? Go back to the bank and get some more money? You think he gonna run out of money? No, that's blood money. He got a lot of it, sir.
Yeah.
With Bird, he probably like, all right, I ain't gonna lose just because. But imagine Bird just playing spades with his eyes closed.
Right. Right. Or just like, the thing is, Larry Bird got the ultimate shit talk to Jordan. Because he could tell Jordan, you never beat me in the playoffs.
Ever. You put up 63 and still couldn't beat me.
Yeah. You were your best game of your career, the most, like, hallowed moment in the history of the playoffs is in an L to me.
Right. And you was hurt most of that season anyway. That 86 season, you was hurt.
He was like,
came back and played 9 games.
So, like, yeah, man, like, it's wild that Larry, like, we say all this because Larry, that's the thing Larry got over him. Because Larry is just like, look, man, when it really counted, the way we treat LeBron, Jordan never beat Bird. He never beat the Celtics.
Right. And that's when he had a mega team. I mean, they say mega teams now, but these dudes had mega teams back in the 80s too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got James Worthy. If we look at the Lakers, you got James Worthy, Kareem. You got Michael Cooper, who was Defensive Player of the Year. Byron Scott, who wasn't like a superstar player, but he can get you like 10, 12 on the wing. And shit, am I missing somebody? Jamal Wilkins.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Bob McAdoo, who was older, but still, he come off the bench shooting.
But look, man, if you got a name like Bob McAdoo, you don't fight that man.
You said what?
If your name is Bob McAdoo, you ain't trying to fight that man.
No, I mean, absolutely not. You see how Bob look now. Bob got them glasses that sit on the end of your nose just so he can get clarity in life. And that's so he can stay ready. So he can slip them motherfucking glasses off. I know damn well, young boy.
Bob looked like that dude in the GIF who take the sunglasses off and put the eyeglasses on just so he can know who the fuck you talking to.
Oh yeah, buddy had 3 different glasses. He had 3D glasses on too.
He was like, wait, hold on. Let me get a good look at this.
She put in corn in her hair.
Yeah, man. What else happened? You see Hell in a Cell?
I sound like Fatality right now when I laugh. The dude from Mortal Kombat do the voiceovers. It started out. Let me get the real shit out the way before we get to the jokes. Started out very good. Surprised me. Jeff Hardy, he's not gonna quit till he die. And I hate to say that, and I mean that in a literal sense. Because it gets to a point where your big brother said, I'm out. Now, I know he has an age gap on you, which is a year or 2, if I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, he said, I'm good. Yeah. And he didn't take as many bumps as you, which makes me question a lot of shit. Matt, and he said, I'm going home. I'm good, love. Enjoy.
Yeah. Matt didn't jump off nearly as much.
No, and he was uncoordinated. He couldn't jump. Every time he would do them leg drops, it looked like he about to break his whole body.
Yeah, didn't do.
That shit.
And he was just like, you know what? He did the Vontae Davis.
I'm good, love, enjoy.
But hey, man, I really, and I told you this before, I really think Jeff Hardy be watching Lil Uzi Vert concert videos and just like, I gotta go bigger than that. He don't even be watching wrestling no more.
Nah, you wouldn't watch wrestling. I mean, most great people in their fields don't watch the same thing. Like, I think LeBron is like the only athlete I've seen that watches other games. Maybe Ray Lewis too, but you watching other games. It's like that's the level of focus like I envy. Cause it's like, bro, like you about to see, like particularly with LeBron. I know he's just a fan of the game, but it's like, bro, you gonna see it with your own eyes like next week.
Yeah.
But I know you want to, like, it's different when you're in the film room and you got to study. But when you're watching a full game, well, first of all, he plays NBA 2K on Xbox, which I feel bad for him. I thought he had more class than that. But besides that, he plays it just to get an idea how the game is going to go.
Xbox is perfect for LeBron because LeBron looked like the type of dude that only played 2K and Call of Duty. Remember that?
And they give him those games.
Yeah. Yeah, like remember that in school, so you didn't sound like a nerd. All you said you played was Madden and 2K. Like, dude.
Right. Then when Call of Duty came out, you'd be like, I'm gonna be on 2K.
Yeah, and then it was like, dude, you played at least
SOCOM.
Yeah, like, so you're too manly to pick up a controller and play Kingdom Hearts. That's what you're telling me right now. I don't ever want to be that manly.
Nah. And rather you than me, because they released the cover art for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm just like, it's lit, as the kids would say.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to, Hell in a Cell. As you said before, R.I.P. Jeff Hardy, because...
Well, he's still alive. We can't say it yet.
He died. Like, we just watched him die.
We can't play that game. Are we calling him Post Malone right now, where it's like, hey, man, I think that man trying to let you know it's almost time. Because Post Malone he been on his Jeff Hardy with life the past month.
Yeah, it's been weird. And then he gonna mess with stuff in like a haunted house, and it's like, man.
That's what they said. You gotta see stuff like that when it happens. Like, I'm not very like on the paranormal shit and all that little geeky shit. Like, I'm not scared of it, but I just don't believe every single thing in life. And when that happened and they came out the other day, I said, okay, I gotta start believing in this shit now. Or to a certain extent. Because, bruh, he touched the rock, and I'm like, goddamn, every week he really dies in the Reaper.
Yeah, man. Like, your life sounds like a Tom and Jerry cartoon right now where you just almost barely escaping death.
Right. The tire that fucking blew out the jet, that enough made me say, all right, I'm good. And yeah. I understand. See, this is why DJ Khaled for the longest is scared of flying, which is hilarious. I got to sing you that, him about being scared of flying. But people actually do, like, I can't make fun of it because people actually have phobias of flying. I did for quite some time. That shit ain't that fun, all right? And more so now, my phobia of flying is I just hate getting on planes because the shit takes too long.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was that, the car accident, then they robbed his old house, apparently that people are still staying in, but he isn't, which I don't understand. Like, hey, man, unless they paying their rent, and them bills in there, did you just buy a house for your friends to stay in?
Yeah, because if that's the case, they can come stay with me if they're going to live rent-free. I'm not about to give them a whole nother house.
Right, but that's some young boy shit. Like, I keep forgetting, like, I mean, I didn't know the Rockstar checks was that big.
Oh, man. You got to think. You probably got songwriting credits on other songs, too, other pop songs.
That's true, but then I got to think about this. Anybody that's cool with Justin Bieber, I think you got bread. Because the people that be smiling next to him be like LeBron and Post Malone.
Yeah.
So I think you got to have bread because the Bieber, I'm waiting on a new album, but the Bieber has been he's been rich and worth finding millions since he was like, 16? So I understand that. It's just like, hey, bruh, unless you got at least You know what I mean? You got to come up a little higher. You got to have at least 20. I'm not counting Post Malone checks, but I mean, he got he got the festival crowd. So it's just like the Forbes thing with Russ, which I'll leave alone because apparently he does like smoke with people. No pun intended with Perk. It's just like, damn, he made the Forbes.
Yeah, man.
And I won't sit here and bash Russ music. I'll leave that alone.
No, I got nothing to say about his music. What was I gonna say? What I did want to talk about is, so when it comes to Hell in a Cell, how'd you feel about Brock showing up?
This man really has an illegitimate son, and I think it is Brock Lesnar. Like, this man really, this is the new standards and goals. I need somebody to love me as much as Vince loves Brock Lesnar. This man, I don't know what type of relationship they have as far as, like, did he, like, raise him as a kid and I'm not joking because I've never seen this shit before in any form of entertainment, probably in acting because we see, like, but that's just throwing your friends something. Like, we see when Martin Scorsese, you're like, hey, Robert, I got this role, come through. Yeah. But God damn, this man really like, nah, bro, I need you to win all the time. Nigga, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, my favorite thing about this too is, I think my favorite thing about it was they just stopped the match.
And it's a no disqualification match.
Bruh, earlier in the night, Jeff Hardy died.
And got pinned.
He got pinned after he died. He got pinned postmortem.
And the thing is, I didn't notice that until somebody showed me a meme of that yesterday. I'm like, yeah, Hell in a Cell is no disqualification. The shit fucked me up.
Nigga, Mick Foley. He got thrown off and through the cell. Got pinned. Man.
That's still, to this day, I've seen a lot of his matches and just a lot of grotesque matches with the barbed wire and all that shit. Yeah, that shit bad. But I don't think anything ever is going to be worse than what this man said, being thrown off, 20, 50 feet in the air off of a cell and then getting dropped from the top of the cell. Like, that, it's some hardcore shit we seen, like barbed wire and all that shit. I'm not saying that's not bad. But when you get thrown off of the top of something that's 20, 50 feet below and you puncture your kidney, like he said, ain't nothing else going to really beat that.
Not just that, like, that's not the thing that really killed him, because the table broke his fall. It was getting chokeslammed through the cell onto the ring, because if you notice, he did it a second time against Triple H and the ring caved in.
Right.
The ring didn't cave in at that point. He bounced.
And for those that don't know, that's not no goddamn mattress. It's padded, but it's wood underneath that padding.
Yes.
And then remember, too, that motherfucking chair hit him in the face as he landed.
Yes. My man trampolined from the top of the cell off the mat. Like, do you know how I don't, my goodness, I'm getting like flustered just talking about it. And then through all of that, the only thing they could think of was for the finish was stop the match. I understand why you got to stop the match. I get it, but you could have let Roman roll over and pin Braun. You could have did a 10 count. Because the whole time they were fighting, the whole time Ziggler and Rollins was fighting and Ambrose and McIntyre was fighting, they were on the ground.
They fell off the cage and shit too.
You could have stopped the match then. They was down a whole like 5 minutes. Then Brock come in, F5 them. Oh, okay, yeah, we got to stop it now because, you know, this man done kicked the door in.
And fucking the commentating the best for so many years. Like it's just like on NBA. I press mute and I play a podcast or something in the background. They just always have these dry ass no beats. Like it's just quiet. Like we're stunned. Nah, bruh. Where is good old JR to oversell this shit and make it poetry?
Yeah,
Like,
where's Morrow?
right. You son of a bitch. Like, where is he doing all the getting the boxing bags? That's what he's doing, actually.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing the commentating for the UFC fight with Conor McGregor, which I'll be watching.
I don't know if he does UFC. I know he does Bellator.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can look and see shit. At this point, everybody should be looking for Morrow.
That's true.
Any man that could sit up there and quote J Rock, he deserved to be commentating a lot of shit.
Yeah. The fascinating thing too is, my homeboy when he was watching it, he was like, "Why do you bring Brock back? Why do you like? Are they going to put the title back on him?" I was like, "Not yet."
Absolutely, not yet. No, that next pay per view where they having a triple threat for some reason. Like I keep forgetting that Braun got the suitcase. Hey man, I say after you lose to Brock Lesnar in that triple threat, why not just cash it in that very moment?
This match was considered the cash in for Braun.
That's right. I just thought you're right. I'm like, wait, so yeah, he did say he's gonna cash it in after the pay per view.
But this is the thing. They're not gonna give Brock the title. There's gonna be a provision for him. If he wins the UFC title, then he's gonna win the Universal title. You know why? Because imagine at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar walking into the building with the UFC title around his waist, walking out with the Universal title and the UFC title on his shoulders.
And what benefit does that serve to Vince or Dana White? Vince.
It doesn't serve Dana White
at all
as much as it does Vince. Now the thing about UFC is they've done this twice now within less than a year. Remember UFC's big motto was like, oh, you know, we're always going to have the best fights and it's always going to be like the person who's deserving is always going to have the fight.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor hasn't fought in UFC in a year, yet he's the #1 contender for that belt. Brock Lesnar hasn't fought in UFC seriously in a long time, yet his first fight back, he's going to get a title shot. He didn't beat the #1 contender. Neither of them did. They pulled a boxing move and were just like, we want the money. And that's the thing that UFC is going to have to deal with going forward is once they start making stars bigger or just as big as the sport, like superstars, they're going to have a problem with like keeping those guys out of the title run, even if they're like not worthy or not. They shouldn't be there yet because superstardom is going to matter.
Right. I still think I don't even know if it's a pride thing. I honestly don't know. I don't know how you call any of this. I feel like he's still gonna put the title on him.
Yeah, he will, but not until after he wins the UFC title. If
my thing is, why would they bring him back this fast just to be like, all right, I'm bringing him back, but he's not gonna win a title. He's just coming back just to come back because I thought his contract was until August. Apparently,
he re-signed. He gets but Vince gave him this stupid deal. I think they showed the contract where like
9 figures. Not 9 figures. I'm sorry, 7 figures.
Yeah, he gets 6-7 figures to wrestle, and I think he gets $500,000 just to show up. Like if he's just on TV, he gets $500,000. And that's the thing. If you are Roman, if you are a whole bunch of these wrestlers, okay, yeah, you're not Brock Lesnar, but yo, I'm out here like, particularly Rousey. She's like, yo, I'm out here every night, and I am a bigger UFC name than he is.
Right.
Where the bag at? Where the cash at? Ronda got to be on some City Girl shit.
Shit, she kind of look like one of them City Girls.
Hey man, you got to be like, fuck Netflix and chill, Vince. What's your net worth?
Right. No, that's Brock Lesnar right now. Brock Lesnar is definitely with City Girls. He's sticking the company up.
Yeah, he getting the bag for real. Like, he is about that life.
I mean, shit. We all need love like that, I guess.
Yeah. Because Vince, like, you need to find Vince and turn himself into the giving tree when it comes to Brock.
I've never seen this before in a sport. It's like, goddamn, bro. Like Eddie Hearn could learn a lot. Not even Eddie Hearn. Bob Arum could learn from this shit going back to boxing.
Yeah.
Like, please, I will pay you whatever you want. I won't take anything. Like, bruh, like, I don't, shit, I've never seen anything like this.
Nah, me either. But anyway, switch topic. This is a small one. Want to give another watch candidate of the week to the developers of Spider-Man. Now, let me clarify.
Right.
The game is fire.
Right. That's all I was about to. I was like, go ahead, Skip. Go ahead, because I was like, I just got off. I'm ready to get back on it.
I have no qualms with the game being fired. My issue lies within the landmarks.
Mm-hmm.
There is only one landmark in Harlem, and it's the Luke Cage bar, the bar with no name.
Right.
I was like, bruh, so not the Apollo, not the Rucker.
They're looking at the future of Harlem, where they're gonna get rid of all that in a year.
You can't get rid of the Apollo ever.
Shit, that's gonna be a new kombucha plant.
Yeah, you can't get rid of the Apollo. White people go play at the Apollo now.
Or they about to switch all that. It ain't gonna be the Apollo no more.
That's why I was freaked out. Like, yo, they can't put the Apollo in Spider-Man. Amy Schumer just did a special there. Like,
yeah.
if Amy Schumer did a special and got people over there, white people know Apollo.
Oh, and when they were in it, it was like, this looks nice. I think we're gonna buy this.
And they know the Rucker. You can't tell me white people didn't watch And One videos.
Not that many.
I seriously doubt white people didn't watch And One videos.
Anybody that looks like the professor probably watched it. Yes. Any others are white people? Nah.
Nah, you have to see an And One clip at some point, because you can't be taking your children out here to these Harlem Globetrotters events and telling me you've never seen an And One video.
Well, them niggas be smiling and they ain't got no mustaches, so that's why they probably go.
That's true. And I think you got to be bald, because almost everybody on that team either got cornrows or no hair. It's weird.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. No facial hair, bald head. That's wide enough.
I'm so sincere that, like, with YouTube and the Harlem Globetrotters still going strong. Like, the Harlem Globetrotters they still out there. Ringling Brothers died. You know how much you got to love basketball? Like, you can't tell me white people don't know the Rucker.
It just depends on funding them too and who their endorsements are.
I don't know, man.
Because obviously for them to be going on right now, I don't know if they privately fund or what.
That's fair. That's fair, because they do only have like the like historic, like they got the garden because you got to put the garden. But I was like, man, y'all really up here telling me that you can't put the Apollo or the Rucker, or that it would cost so much money that you can't put the Apollo and the Rucker in there?
Right, because I'm trying to think of any other particular like landmarks that I don't remember being in it. And usually I'm swinging like a motherfucker, so I'm not paying attention to anything really. And
hey man, I could swing in that game all day.
Yeah, all I do is, man, I play more, so it's taking me a while to beat it. Like I said, I haven't beat it just because all I do is I play all the side missions, really. I found all the backpacks and play the side mission. Like, this is the first game, and I keep telling everybody, first game in a while where I'm, like, actually addicted to.
Yeah. And
it's crazy.
You saw the story where Marvel told Insomniac they can make any Marvel character they wanted to. And I'm certain Insomniac looked at them like, nigga, nobody want nothing but Spider-Man.
Right.
Like,
you want me to use Moonlight? I want to make Moon Knight again.
Yeah. Like, I think a Daredevil game would have been fire, but y'all don't. You know,
it will only work out if somehow we could just make it dark. Like, make it just dark. Like, you can't see anything. You got to hear. Gotta have some headphones for it.
That'd be amazing. A VR Daredevil game, and it's just a black screen and noise.
I think that'll work. I think the kids will like that.
But yo, like, yo, man, people love Black Panther, but nobody wants a Black Panther video game like that.
Just depends on what you can do with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what makes Spider-Man so perfect. It's an open world game, and it also gives you an element that you can't do in most other games, which is you're not flying. You're kind of like surfing.
Right.
Like, I know heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just Batman Arkham City." I was like, "So y'all never played Infamous, huh?"
At all, and that's from the same developer.
Yeah, I was like, Batman is just. This is like when people saw it, and it was like, "Oh, it's just like Stranger Things," and it was like, "Yeah, but Stranger Things is just like The Goonies and Stand By Me, like all these other '80s things that came around the same time as it."
What?
So it's just like when I hear someone say like, "Oh, it's just Batman with Spider-Man in there," I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you may never
Yeah,
played."
tripping. And I don't know if I'm gonna call it that level yet because I really like Arkham Knight. So
Yeah, it's
not
just
yet.
the thing about Arkham Knight that's trash is those goddamn Batmobiles.
Yeah, that fucking tank thing. I like it, but then I hate it at the same time. If that makes sense, this is like, bro, like this is unnecessary for me to
Yeah,
use this to blow up other tanks, and I gotta dodge. So I did
yeah,
take up a lot of time. It seemed like
y'all have to figure out that glide system so you can just fly
get the
around the
fuck out.
city.
Right. Like, let's just do this. Like that's why I like Arkham. Was it Arkham City
Yeah,
or the second one? Was it Arkham City?
yeah,
Yeah, and that's why I like that one. It's just like you just glide. All right, cool. We at the destination, and that one was more pace better. So
that's true. That's true. But this Spider-Man game is really, really nice. It's a nice setup. I don't think every villain is in there, and that's cool. I like that. Leave something for the next one. Like if every villain was in there, it'd be like, bro, this is too much.
right, because already this nigga got to go against everybody. And he got to go against I forgot the guy's name. He got to go against Ricky Tan. He got to go against fucking Oscorp. And like I said, I'm halfway through. I haven't beaten it yet, but it looked like he about to go against just the Sinister Six too. And all the while, I'm thinking if this is all about to happen, when the fuck does this dude get a gun?
Yeah, yeah. Like he gotta have a web gun or something.
Because I'm like, I haven't got that far, and I mean, I've been seeing a little bit of the spoiler. I mean, I don't really care about spoilers, but I've been seeing what's going on. Yeah, it seems like my man is really gonna have to go against everybody.
Yeah. It's, oh. Oh, this is a side one. I know I said I stay out of this white on white beef, but I find this one hilarious. Watch candidate of the week is MGK for when he was opening for Fall Out Boy. Apparently he was wearing a jacket and the crowd was with him, and then he wanted to take a picture and have everyone put their middle finger in the air. And he did. And just as he did that, he took off a shirt that said like F Eminem on it. And then the whole crowd turned and booed on him. And as he tried to rap his diss record to Eminem, they booed him so savagely that he had to stop performing.
He's opening for Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy was around the same time as Eminem. All those feel like neglected white kids are going to go with Eminem because they speak to what he spoke of. And I hate my fucking mom and turn up the Mountain Dew and turn up my Xbox headset so I can say nigger.
The amazing thing is it's not done. He still put up the picture, and then all the Fall Out Boy fans was like, nah, tell the truth. Tell what really happened. You took off your jacket and we started booing the shit out of you, and you had to stop performing because you tried to rap your little diss song and we wasn't ready. I was like, God damn. God damn, the only person having a harder month than Nicki is MGK. And I can't even say that Because this is the most we've talked about MGK since he signed to Bad Boy.
Or ever.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when he signed, I just said, all right, did he just bored? I'm like, bruh, I just remember one project by MGK, that Lace Up project.
Yeah.
That first project. After that, I'm like, all right, cool. White dude doing fast rap. I've heard this plenty of moons before.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm not even mad at it because it's like oh, white dude doing fast rap. Okay.
I think that's a given. At this point, I feel like any white rapper that comes out now, you gotta do the fast
Yeah.
rap.
It's just like if you hear an Atlanta nigga with auto tune, you're like, oh, yep.
Right. Is this Gunna 2.0? All right, cool. It's a given.
This Thugger Part 5. This Future Hive. What member of the Future Hive is this? Future got to come out with his own like Wu-Tang. Like it's got to be like who's his Capadonna?
Casino, his brother.
Because it's not Scooter.
Nah, Scooter is more so like
that
Ghostface.
Yeah.
He's Ghostface to his RZA.
I got you.
So it has to be absolutely Casino has to be Capadonna. Cause it's just like, yeah, we'll listen to you, Casino, but you know, a little bit of here and there is fine. Not too much. Yeah. It's like that's how I feel about Capadonna. After that first album, only 4 songs into that first album, I'm like, all right, I got the idea. Capadonna likes battling himself because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
all the time.
That's why I knew on the intro to Nothing Was the Same. When Drake said you like sip wine and listen to Capadonna, I was like, nigga, no, you don't. Capadonna don't even listen to Capadonna.
Yes, he does because he raps himself. I swear, Capadonna is like one of those New York rappers where it's something like they battling, but Capadonna looks like it's a fight internally with himself.
Oh yeah, that's just he from that era, like him and a few other rappers who from New York who I won't name because I don't want to get beat up. Do that. And no disrespect to Capadonna because, I mean, Capadonna was the 10th member of the Wu and he's still, like, he was good. Good. Right. He just, hey man, then you have like
it's Capadonna.
Yeah, like Killer Priest and the Wu Gambino. Like that's what someone needs that. Like someone just like I know Drake basically has it with OVO because a lot of those dudes are just like offshoots of what he does. And that's not to say that they're not talented. Like Party Next Door might be one of, if not the best R&B songwriter of the decade of this era.
Right.
Division is a very interesting group. Majid Jordan, people really like them, man. Roy Woods,
I'm included.
People really like him. But Drake is still Voltron. They all equal Drake.
Right. But the artist out of all of them that stands on his own, and you be like, oh, he signed to OVO, you have to see is I was about to say Playboy Cardi. What the fuck? Party Next Door.
That's fair.
Because it's like, you know he signed to OVO, but if you didn't know, you wouldn't really care. Like, the DVSN's kind of a little bit, but Party Next Door, let's say this, if he had, first of all, if he wouldn't sign to Drake, he'll have most of the songs that were on View, which would have made his career even bigger than what it is.
Is that? And, hey man, he'd be on a lot of people's like writing credits. Like, you don't think if Party Next Door wasn't signed to OVO, he might have been like the sole writer for a Trey Songz album or a Chris Brown album.
Yeah, I don't know how that would have worked out with Trey Songz though. I don't know who writes his stuff. I feel like this whole time he wrote this stuff in. More power to you.
I think he did. I think he is a songwriter.
Only he could write that stuff.
Well, I mean, not everybody can be John Legend.
I don't want everybody to be John Legend.
I'm just talking about that level of talent.
Yeah, I'll leave that alone. I'm
Yeah,
not saying John Legend isn't talented. It's just I really don't need the ballroom singing all the time.
yeah, that's why I said just the talent. Like you don't have to do the style. Like I don't want everybody to sing like Neo or perform like Neo, but hey, man, when it comes to like songwriting capability, Neo is really good.
Oh, he is, and eventually we gotta have that discussion about him and the Dream, because I mean they both
Oh,
didn't Neo write for Rihanna as well.
yeah, we can have that right now. I like Neo better than the Dream. Are we talking like artist or like overall songwriter?
Songwriter, because the artist shit,
Oh yeah.
eh. I
Uh,
mean, if we go artist, I'll put Dream over Neo just because I really like February Love and Fancy. That's it. Well, I
yeah,
actually like that first Dream album. That first Dream album was pretty good. That had She Needs My Love, and that's when Lil Fancy was on it, if I'm not mistaken. Or that was the second album.
I think it was the first album. I don't like the first album. That's the album I don't like. I only like.
Very, very much with the ad libs.
Well, it's just I only really like the singles, except for like "Shorty Is the Shit." I really don't
I hate that song.
like. I It was just it was a little too trendy for the times. Like it was a song in its era, and it just doesn't. But like when I heard "I Love Your Girl," I was like, "Yo, this is incredible."
That was like track two.
Yeah, I was like, "This is incredible." For someone who can't sing to make this good of a song, wow. And I prefer the original, not the remix with Jeezy, just because it's such a smooth song, and then you hear the gruff Jeezy verse, and it's like,
Nah, that was a Def Jam. That
yeah,
was a Def Jam move right there.
yeah. But yeah, the songwriter, Dream. I don't think it's a question. Dream. Like it
Over
re-
Neo?
okay, when we talk about Dream versus Neo as a songwriter, it really comes down to which Beyonce song do you like more? Irreplaceable or Single Ladies?
Single Ladies.
Yeah, see?
Irreplaceable is a very dark song to me.
I mean, it gets a lot of dudes in a bag because it's telling them they ain't shit in like one of the most clever ways I think I've ever heard.
Right. You must not know about me.
I'll have
I,
another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. It that like you can always tell when like ladies empowerment songs hurt dudes because dudes come out with the dude version of it.
I like pigeons instead of
Yeah.
scrub.
No scrubs, no pigeons. Uh there was another one.
A parody song.
Oh, like Kaylani made on the first album she had this song called Niggas, like niggas gonna be niggas. And Eric Bellinger took the song and just called made bitches. And I was like, bruh, you coming
Yeah, problematic.
not just that, but like I don't have a problem with you saying bitches gonna be bitches, but it's like, bro, you coming from a real bitter place right now, my guy.
Right.
But I mean,
And that was very controversial for her at the time to say that because we knew.
well,
But at the same time, we was like, nah, I need to see them ends, beloved.
well, that's the thing is she never tried to hide what her race was. She always, I remember in an interview, she was saying what she was. She said all of that.
All them 20. I hate when girls do that though. And they might be right. All them 20 mixes or whatever they be.
But that's the thing is like, if she would have just said she black, people would have been like, "You're not black enough to say that." And I was like, I really don't care in this context, and so I can't really give my 2 cents in it because I'm not a valid person on it. But
Right.
all I'm saying is like when dudes make a response song, that's when you know like it's a
They big mad.
yeah they big they oh and Irreplaceable had them big mad.
Right. And I was in college at the time. And I'm just like, keep talking to these women. They sing irreplaceable. This ain't got nothing to do with
Yeah,
me.
because every rapper was referencing Irreplaceable and it's how like, Oh, to the left. Oh, but that's all my like. Nick, y'all niggas is mad.
Oh, Fabulous definitely had that punchline. I can't remember it vividly, but I remember he had one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you mad. But I mean, single ladies, it didn't mess with them that much because the response to it would have been marrying them. That's why the dream is brilliant. He the niggas was sitting there big mad in the club, but they was like, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And niggas didn't have a response for that.
You can't. Because
Niggas,
you already know you've been with your girl for 10 years. Hey, man.
yeah. Like,
so I think she telling you what's up.
yeah, like
Beyonce has always been associated with songs like that. Them and Destiny's Child really had the "We Don't Need You" type songs.
yeah, like remember when Destiny's Child put out Bills, 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 and like every girl in middle school was saying, "Can you pay my bills?" And like,
You don't have a house, beloved.
you got an easy bake oven.
Right. You can't. You want me to pay that bill, the heating bill for that? Cool. Here's this quarter.
Buy you some Saucony's? Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Fuck out of here. Saucony's was the original New Balance.
That's right. The motherfuckers like big ass height shoes, stepping shoes.
Yeah, they look like Skechers shape ups now. Like,
I'll rock some Saucony's right now.
Go back and look at the old Saucony's. And then go look at Skechers shape ups. They also look like rip-offs of Cortez's.
They definitely do. I think the MAGA crowd might wear those so that they won't have to be with Nike anymore.
They're not about to wear. Saucony's are still $111?
Yeah, they got a big market for old white people, man. That water they grass.
Oh, man. Man, every time I go look at sneakers, it always amazes me, like, where's the suburban hype beast? Like, what's that website? Because I feel like that's a market we could really tap into. Like, oh, the Saucony Porters are coming out or some shit like that.
Well, you have to send it to the newspaper for all the old people.
Yeah, that's true. Or Facebook.
Right, because old people just now learn how to work Facebook, and Facebook is arguably dead to me.
I don't have Facebook anymore.
Not too many people do, and I question them that do if you're of a certain age, and why do you need it unless you're using it for marketing purposes?
That's all people use it for, is to write essays now, because they took off that character limit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what.
What are they saying? Is this like the political shit they talk about on there?
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be. What else are you gonna use it for?
That, or people like to talk about like what men and women need to do, or something. Like, no, I don't care. Like, y'all talking about kids these days. Like, your generation had AIDS.
Right. Those coming up.
Your generation is the generation of like, oh,
abandoning kids.
Yeah, your father went to the store and never came back.
And then we're gonna put it on the Maury show and say your nose look like this. That's how long ago. That's how fast time is going. That's old generation.
Yeah.
We're going to Maury show. He actually been doing a lot of press the past week. I don't know what's up with that.
Just, Sweeps Week and all that. The premieres is coming up. It's big TV time.
Well, we know it's fake now. It's not fun. We found out years ago.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Maury, he got his eyebrow.
Yeah. He got his eyebrow. No. Look at that baby. That baby don't look like me. I only make chubby cheek babies. That baby cheeks narrow as hell.
That shit used to be classic when you had to stay home, fucking just watch that. You didn't have to, but it would just happen to be on. Your parents watching that shit. All the while, you just see like the whole vignette, if that's how you say it, going on with the black and white.
Yeah,
my name is Sydney. I don't want to say no stereotypical name. So
yeah.
I'm gonna call this dude Sydney. I don't know why. My name is Cindy Campbell, and I am not the father. I remember, damn it, Ashley was with 20 other dudes. It
Yeah.
can't be mine.
How can I? How can she be mine and she a hoe? It's
How
stupid.
can she mine? She be a hoe. She was with two other dudes before me.
And that was the same day. I was the third one.
I was the third one.
Hey,
She
you
said he
right?
was doing her taxes, but I don't believe that.
I don't believe that. That bitch
And
can't.
once I find out this kid ain't mine, you are my life forever.
I,
Boo.
yeah, like you're right about the vignettes though. They did have the Instagram filters before Instagram.
Right. Maybe you know what? We gotta market to Maury. Like, yo, maybe you should find IG models and do this, yo.
Yeah.
You gotta switch it up. I'm not adding I got Spotify again. I'm not adding Brockhampton to my Spotify artists to listen to. Only like one song. I'm not doing that.
Um.
They are definitely the festival kids. They make festival music. Every song is a festival song. But I really do like Bleach, so I'll leave that.
I mean, they're a young group. Like they're very similar. Like remember when you were young and Eminem and Limp Bizkit came out, and old folks were looking at you like, "What the hell is this?" And then Tyler the Creator and all Our Future came out, and you were still kind of young, so you kind of got it. For people older than you, like, "What the fuck is this?" Now Rockhampton comes out, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" Yeah. Now, see, that's what's bringing the generations together. When all the angsty music comes out, and we're like, "What the fuck is this?" Like listening to
Right, cause I get it. Like, I mean, they ain't really doing nothing complex to me for me to say, "Oh, this is trash." It's just, I, it's very Mountain Dew music to me at times. And I don't know. Some of these dudes are from South Central. I don't know where the rest of these dudes from. And I
well,
gotta ask some questions about what South Central.
it's that, and I mean, there's also the thing of, I mean, this we're just it's just not they're not who we're speaking to. Like when you hear like it's the same thing. Like remember I told you I heard the Juice World album and I didn't even know if it's good or bad. I just know it's not for me.
Yeah, it makes me very conflicted.
Yeah, like that's what Brockhampton is. Like I've listened to all three Saturation, and I can't say that they're bad. I just don't go back to them because I mean,
It's a little. I call it a little bit of salt, a little bit of sprinkle season, and the rest is dry.
I don't know, but I know like it's different with them because I can tell they're actually pretty good rappers, and they take their time to like actually craft pretty good songs. The issue I have with Juice World is like I know this is the new guy thing, but like like and the weird part is I like Trippy Red. I think Trippy Red
Yes,
is good,
yes,
but when I come to Juice World, I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me.
right. And essentially, they're doing the same thing. And the Juice World kid just disappeared.
He'll be back.
Yeah, this is one of them things when people say industry plant, and I won't get into it, but it's just like I always think about stuff like that.
I don't
I
think.
do like Wasted with him and the legend, the young legend, up and coming legend, Uzi Vert.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that new Uzi Vert song because I heard
Oh,
it's
I
like
did.
minutes.
Yeah, that 5 minutes and 43 seconds, and after dancing for 2 minutes and getting exhausted, I said, okay, this shouldn't have been 2 minutes.
Like, like man, he must be off them beans for real to be doing a song that long.
Right. It's like lyrical rappers don't even do that. The lyrical miracle rappers don't even do that.
You can get out after two verses now.
Right. That's all you need. No, my man's he did a full 62 bars, I feel like.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I didn't know you could do
And
that much.
And it was moments like on the second, third verse when he was really trying to spit, but it's like I don't need you for that, Uzi. I'm a fan of yours. I just need you to have that shit where it feel like I'm about to turn up. That's all I need.
Yeah, but I mean, if this is if this is you know, if this is what he wants to do, then I'll go along with it.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be listening to the album if it come out this week. There's no question about that.
Yeah,
So I'll definitely be listening to that. I mean, this song is gonna be longer than the Kanye West album that's coming out.
I don't give a damn.
No, we gotta talk about it now. Because I didn't get a chance to talk about my MVP for Watch Candidate of the year, and it's done. This is Steph Curry 2015, 2016. I'm giving it to him. Kanye is the Watch MVP.
Is we calling a year?
I'm calling I'm calling it the year. The damn year almost over anyway. But I mean, somebody could always pull up, but they're not gonna pull up like this. This man walked away from it. He walked away with the award.
So Kanye Omari West
Is the MVP of the year for me. I don't know what somebody needs to do in order for me to be like, nah, I'm sending an award to this dude house.
So what? I mean, he'll get an award. He'll take the award. Um, what was it that did it for you? Was it the fact that it was another album? Was it the fact that he announced that good ass job album that we thought we were going to get from him after graduation?
Right.
That's going to be him and Chance now, or is it the fact that he
Won't be
named
listening to it.
the fact that he named his new album Yandi?
Is that how you enunciate it?
Because it's supposed to be Gandhi. Like,
Yeah, but he made it Yandi.
yeah, so it's like
I thought he was referencing.
you thought he was from Love and Hip Hop?
No, I thought he was referencing another clothing line he gonna put up. That's gonna be $1,000.
No, it was Yandi because last one was Yeezus. So he was like, why should I just offend Christianity and be blasphemous just towards Christianity? Let's do Hindus.
If he was a real one and he want the smoke, he'll go after the Nation of Islam and see how far he'll get with that.
Oh, don't trip. Yelam is coming.
Yeah, it's coming. I can't wait to hear all 2 tracks of that because this one is gonna be 3 tracks. Yandi is gonna be 3 tracks,
It better be minimal.
and it's gonna be minute. You know what? A track and a half, and the first track gonna be 3 minutes of him with ad libs, and the next one to be like 2 minutes, and it'll probably be like a speech.
Okay, remember when we all blamed Yoko Ono for making John Lennon weird?
Do we really blame her?
We did. We did. We blamed her like, oh, she's the reason he's weird, even though he was weird his own goddamn self. This is pretty much it right here. He Yoko Ono'd himself. And I don't even blame Yoko Ono for that. Because I think John Lennon, not John Legend. John Lennon would have been weird like that on his own, like just gotten into these abstract music. Kanye is there, man. Like, he wants to make such.
But he's been there for a while.
Well, the thing was, he's kind of responsible for making these long, bloated songs because he did that on Dark Fantasy. Every song on Dark Fantasy is like 5 minutes.
I can't wait for the peaceful sequel to that.
And then after that, like, you notice Ye comes out, and then even Life of Pablo. Life of Pablo is like this scatterbrain thing between it, where like some songs are really long, and then other things are like 30 seconds. And then here comes Ye, where it's a 20-minute project. 20 minutes. Like, the thing about Ye now, and this is something that's always been true, but it's more pronounced now, is that the concept of the project is is more prominent than the actual like songs. So like, you know, he announces his album. My album is 7 songs. Like imagine if a painter was going to put like I got a new painting coming out in the museum. I only used 4 colors.
That's what he feels though. He feels like this is art.
And that's fine. Like I don't have a problem with him thinking that it's art. My thing is like the pretentiousness has overridden the quality. Like, and
Right.
I know I'm in the minority on that because people like Ye, people like Life of Pablo, people like Ye.
What fucking hype beats like these albums?
It does like the thing is the thing that drives Kanye West always is the critical acclaim, and the thing was he like when Life of Pablo got the critical acclaim, but it didn't get the radio play. The response was to come back and make. That's when he was like, "Oh, we're trying to make music without ego and this and that," which to me it just feels like okay, I'm gonna make something without radio play because I'm not gonna get on the radio anymore. So now, like, that's
Right.
the pivot. The pivot is not trying to like, oh, I didn't get on radio. I got to make better pop songs. Is now I'm gonna actively not try and get on the radio, so I'll never have to feel that again. So, but that's the thing is like, the structure is just as important as the actual songs, and that's fine for buildings. But for albums, we want, we
More
want
than fucking 7 songs. At least give me 10, player.
even if it's 7 songs.
The nigga, hold on. Not to cut you off. Let me get in my bag real quick, big bro. Not to cut you off, because I got a little bit of energy now for some reason. I'm about to go Super Saiyan on this shit. It's hard to compare this man to who I'm going to compare him to, which is Tupac Shakur. Follow me while I'm saying. Tupac made X amount of songs in the years that he lived. Was every single song good? No, but a lot of motherfuckers remember him. His postmortem, or when the songs basically when he died have sold more than most artists, and all these little compilations, these little lost tracks, and all that. My thing is, when I made that comparison, going back to it, he has compared himself to Tupac. First of all, we already know who this motherfucker is compared himself to. Steve Jobs, all these people that's dead. He like comparing himself to people that's dead. I guess he feels like that's his career right now. All right. So he compares himself to Tupac. It's like, bruh, it ain't the same work ethic. We've heard how Tupac could go in the booth, make 2 songs in like 10 minutes. Yeah, the shit gonna get played. Most people not gonna play Ye again. Well, who's to say we're gonna play fucking Yandhi, Gandhi, whoever? We're gonna play that shit again in a good ass job album that you just started making yesterday. Cause you just got on. I didn't even know this motherfucker knew what Instagram is. He got on Instagram the other day, posting all this shit like I'm back in Chicago. He's saying he moved back to Chicago. This month, bruh, your wife ain't moving to no Chicago. You not moving to no Chicago. They not gonna have the fiber-free, non-GMO shit in Chicago. I'm not saying they don't have a Whole Foods and all that. I'm just saying I feel like most of these rich motherfuckers on some type of NASA space diet.
Well, it's that and like thing about him going back to Chicago, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
Thing about him going back to Chicago is you've heard countless people say, "Oh, he's not in Chicago no more. He's not in Chicago no more. He don't really care about the city like that. He don't do nothing for the city." What you call it? G Herbo and Southside was saying like, yeah, he just out of touch. Like, he can't do nothing in the city no more. He was like, they were saying like, if him and Chance did the same things in the city, Chance would draw the bigger crowd because Chance is there. They know Chance cares about him. Now, the strange thing and the unique thing is Chance is still very much in Kanye's corner and is very much an advocate for Kanye West.
Right.
So Kanye will always have that tie to Chicago, if not directly, at least through Chance, because D Herbo said something and I thought it was an interesting point was Chance is doing everything we wanted Kanye to do for Chicago.
Right.
When y'all say we, I mean like the people of Chicago for the most part.
Right.
I think that's how he was speaking. And him comparing himself to like people who were passed on is just he wants that level of icon and notoriety while he's still breathing because he wants to be able to soak it all in. Like when people say him and Donald Trump are the same person, it's not a crazy thing to say. Like they want all of this like acknowledgement and gratification in a way, and they want you to know it. Like it's one thing being Mayweather arrogant and like being like, I'm the best, you guys got to know that. It's a whole other thing what's happening here. Now, the thing is, he is, you know, one of the pillars of hip hop when it comes to hip hop artists. He is one of the pillars of hip hop artists. However, music, like, so is KRS. KRS stopped making really, really, really good stuff a while ago.
Yep.
KRS can still rap. KRS still makes the KRS music. We just whatever now.
And that's how it works in the music industry. And that's why a lot of people say he seems to be able to touch, not just with society, because when you are that successful, you in that bubble. It's the same thing that Joe Budden has been saying about Eminem, and he actually just talked about the Kanye West situation yesterday. Just because this whole thing is just like, what? So now when you say that, and I heard the same thing too about how Chance is still actively in the city because he does in fact still live there. Do we ask now, seeing the track record that Kanye West has, is he now trying to jump on this bandwagon and be like, hey, I want y'all to love me again after I said such stupid ass comments? And I understand that. I'm all good for that redemption and shit like that. But knowing him, are you going to use it for good or are you going to use this shit for bad just to make yourself look good?
Well, that is the question that will plague Kanye from now until, you know, at least it changes, is that, yo, man, like, we seen, like, I told my homegirl, she thought Kanye West was faking all this stuff, like the bipolar stuff. I was like, no, I think he's really serious about it. I just think he did a similar thing because there's another artist who's not a musician, but they do another form of entertainment, and I don't want to put their business out there, even though they said it publicly. They were talking about, I'll do it. It was Cat Williams. Also, congratulations to Cat Williams for winning an Emmy.
Yeah.
I remember he said something to the effect that he also suffers from a bipolar disorder. And the problem with the medication is it kind of levels you out. So he doesn't feel funny and he doesn't feel up to performing and capable of performing when he's on the medication. So he'll go off of it so he can, you know, earn a living and be funny. And unfortunately, he gets himself into a lot of different situations. But as he said, you know, 20 felonies, no conviction.
Right. And that's crazy. I was just thinking about that earlier. I was like, and this is the first time I ever thought about that. I'm like, is Cat some, like, we've been seeing it for it, and it get, you know, it's been funny moments at his expense, which is unfortunate. But then I really thought about it today. I was like, something wrong with Cat? Because yesterday, and he wasn't even, first of all, he wasn't really even bashing. That's why I didn't talk about it. He didn't really bash Tiffany. He didn't really talk. What he was saying, he could have just said it to himself. I really feel like most of these black entertainers need to just keep it to themselves. And I'm not one of those black people, but like I always say, you don't see the Jerry Seinfelds and other people bashing each other. They do it quietly when they go to their parties or whatever like that. So yeah. I feel like, particularly this black woman, like, just don't bash her. Like, whatever the case may be, I understand what he was saying. I'm not agreeing with it. I just understand people's points and where they're coming from. And if I can analyze the situation, I get it. But he took the picture with it yesterday. And it was like everybody's like, oh, they had problems, and everybody like they really didn't have problems. It was just something that was taken out of context to what it was. Now the whole thing when he gave Shorty the roast session, which was hilarious, it calls for her husband to then jump in and do something that could incriminate himself. Which, if you know your wife is a comedian and she got slaughtered by one of the greatest comedians ever, why go to that length to try to convict yourself?
Yeah, we'll get back to that. But the thing I was saying about Cat Williams and Kanye West is I think Kanye West might actually be bipolar, and I think he might have, like, around the time of making these albums, he might have went off the medication because that's when, you know, everything starts to just kind of derail, like, and all this and that. And the thing is, I have a good friend who has dealt with people who have who need medication for mental health, and she was telling me that it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for the medication to start working again in the body. So if you do the timing of everything, Kanye West gets off the medication. He gets back on Twitter. He announces the music. He starts talking, like, he starts saying, like, pro-Trump, pro-alt-right stuff. Says slavery was a choice. Has the issues with Drake. Does all
we need a diss song on the next album.
There's all these insane things. There's that interview with Charlemagne, and it's just a strange interview. It's just a really strange interview.
Right.
And then, you know, we get to the end of August, and he's saying, I apologize for saying slavery was a choice. I apologize to Drake. I don't think, you know, he wants to come back to Chicago and work with Chance. Like, all of a sudden, it's a brand new person. It's a brand new person. So I think, yeah, he just got back on the medication. Now, I don't know if he's going to stay on or not. That's his decision. But yeah, man, just be weary. Be very weary when it comes to him. But going to Cat Williams, and man, he destroyed that lady. He really did. And the thing,
and he probably couldn't. He could have went harder than that. That's all I say. Like,
yeah,
man, he let her off with the pass. Like, we heard how this dude talked about people. He went easy.
It sounded like he was trying to de-escalate the situation.
He was, because he said she did a couple shots in the beginning at him, and he let it go. And then when she started talking about, you know what I mean, it seemed like this man take his hair personal. He was like, all right. Or it's just what it is. Like, when people particularly do that to me, I'm like, all right, I'm going to let you get your shit off first, and then I'm going to go next, and I'm never going to stop. It's the same thing with most battle rappers. They said, all right, I'm going to let you go. We seen it as an A-Mal. I'm going to let you go. Then I'm going to get my shit off.
Yeah. Like,
so I could understand that completely as a person that's good with the jokes. Like, all right, I'm going to let you get one slip in, then after that, I'm going to go ahead and light your ass up.
There's that, and look, man, if you're going to bomb first on someone like Cat Williams, you better nuke him. Like,
right. And there's nothing you can really beat him on. That's what I'm saying. Most great people that crack jokes or most great comedians, it's nothing you can do to them that they not going to tell you already.
Yeah. Like, look, man, one of the things that makes great comedians great is their level of honesty. Like, Cat Williams gonna tell you about all his problems. Chappelle gonna tell you. Seinfeld gonna tell you all his problems. It's what they do.
Right.
They reveal themselves in a comedic way. So, I mean, if you're gonna shoot, you just better have the ammo. Because if you're not prepared, you don't. What are you doing? Like, you better be prepared for what's about to happen, because a storm is coming.
Right. Like, apparently her husband really had the ammo, but damn.
I didn't hear about that. Like, he really threatened Cat Williams over this?
Yeah, I believe they got the footage.
That's so strange. Like, this is what, like, she got embarrassed on her.
Right.
Like, do you know how many times Charlemagne, Angela Yee, look, Envy walked out of his own interview with Desus and Mero, and you know what he's doing right now? Interviews like nothing ever happened.
And bombing on his interviews, asking stupid shit.
But
But
even
still
then,
back there.
he's going back to exactly how he did things before. Like, this lady got bodied by Cat Williams. Okay, like, how many of us out here can body Cat Williams? None of us? Okay, then we just got to say she took a L. We're going to laugh at it, but in the long, grand scheme of things, none of us can get Cat Williams like that. That man is too good.
Right. And you can't beat nobody that's beating themselves. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, this man playing, like you just talked about, he fighting himself every day. And then she tried to bring up what was bogus with her is she really brought up like this dude being arrested. It's like, wait, what are we doing here? Now you going personal. I think he even said that like he was like, and it was like jokes about her food. That's how I know she was just hurt from the beginning. Like he was just playing with talking about her cooking, like joking around, like he's probably weak. But then when she started going to other shit, it's like, wait a minute. Okay, now you getting too personal, especially with the being locked up thing. Like you could have left that shit alone. Like we don't need to be reminded about that. It's been 10 years of this man going in and out the court for some of the shit being very questionable and not on his end too. Like when he was in Culver City and the police raided his van with all them DVDs he sold. So that's crazy.
I don't know. What else you want to talk about today?
Oh yeah, it kind of the signal kind of died out, so I gotta I'm gonna edit that out because I was like, what happened? Shit, what else we got? I think that might be it, man. I don't know particularly anything else that
Oh, I'll just say this real quick. So the dude, Brett Kavanaugh, the dude that's supposed to be going to the Supreme Court, they found out he might have attempted to rape a woman when he was 17. And he's saying he didn't do it. Other people are saying, well, even if he did do it, he was only 17. You know, he shouldn't be judged by the actions when he was a 17-year-old. And to that, I say,
shouts out to white privilege.
shouts out to white privilege because, you know,
You know what? I've had, not because you're real, I have days like today. I have days every now and then. I know it must be torture. You got your bills paid. The world is yours. But you still can't cook. You still can't have fun in life unless it's at the expense of a black person. I really wish at times for an hour I could be a white person, you know, be in their head, hearing goddamn gothic rock all day and cursing out my mom. See how that feels. See how I get away with it. Then I realized, hey, man, it's hard being a black man, particularly a black man that's really trying to do stuff with his life. But at the same time, I'll just write this shit out.
Yeah, like, do you know how that's probably the greatest thing social media has done? Because for the longest time, we knew white people didn't really want to be black. Like they wanted, like it's the Paul Mooney joke. Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. Like you want all the fun things, but you don't want the skin color. Social media, when we've seen how white people act and we've seen, you know, black people be a lot more awesome, black people's like, you know what? It's hard, but I'm good. I'm good. I mean, like, closest thing you got to getting out the game of being black is make some money. And even then, he's still a nigga. Like Barry Jenkins, the director of Moonlight, was telling this story of like when Moonlight came out, he had to go to this Oscars, like this formal Oscars party, like right before the Oscars. And it's at this hotel out here where it's really difficult to get your valets in and out. Like it's one way in, one way out. So if they miss, they got to circle the block and come back and get back in line.
Right.
So he missed his valet, and he walks out and he's waiting on the valet. And one of the valet attendants tells him, "I don't think you want to get in the car with that dude." He's like, "Why?" And he was like, "Oh, well, he came up to me and he was like, you know, we asked him like, who's he here for?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm here to pick up some nigger." And the dude was like, "You'll probably get nominated for an Academy Award, but still a nigger." Like this dude, like achieved something, did great. The whole thing that white people always say is like, well, if you guys did better and this and that, maybe we respect you a little more. This motherfucker was driving him to the Oscars. This Oscar.
Right.
He was driving him to the Oscar party, picking him up from the Oscar party, and all he could think was, he's a nigger.
The motherfucker was Kramer. There's a nigga.
Yeah, like, and this is what I tell people all the time is like, don't be confused by that. Like, don't get them thinking that like affirmative action is bad. Don't get them let them think that telling you that like, oh, this is forced diversity and this and that. When it comes to that, because that's all it is, they don't want diversity. All I'd say is this. Let me ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
When has America ever just diversified itself off the strength? It's like, you know what? We need to let some more black people cook. We need to let Latino people cook. We need to let some women in here. Not without anyone saying, "Hey, let us in." They're just like, you know what? We looked out. We saw it wasn't enough of y'all in here, and we want to let some of y'all in. So come through.
Well, when you steal something, you're not gonna give it back, and when you steal it, why share it? Yeah. We learned that there's no honor among thieves. So if you steal a country like you stole America from the Native Americans, and you send them off to shit, they look. I don't know if they are, but them people in Alaska, what they call Eskimos, they look West. I was about to say West Indian. They look Native American, and then you send them to these camping grounds in North and South Dakota that fucked up, and a lot of them are alcoholics, not because of their own doing, even though everybody has a choice. It's their doing because, hey man, shit, y'all fucked my life up. Like it's one thing with us. It's like we know we fucked up and we can eventually get off. When the last time you seen a Native American cook?
Yeah, like I mean, it's some, but like that's what I told my homeboy, he likes to. It's confusing at times because he's black, but he'll like bring up like, oh, I don't understand how black people aren't doing well, and Asian people come to this country and do well all the time. It's like, yeah, it ain't the same thing. If you really want to know how it is when it comes to black people, go ask Native Americans, because they just took the country, and it was like, well, you can have this space, and we won't tax you. And then what happened? They started building casinos and making big bread. And now they was like, well, now we got to tax you because that's not right. You're in America. It was like, nigga, this was mine.
Right. No, it does not work that way.
Yeah. But all I'll say is, yeah, when have you ever seen a country diversify itself? And this is an analogy that I guess we can end on is if America's a club, then the proxy of women for this club would be white people, particularly white men. So a lot of times we sitting here arguing with the bouncer, like, hey, let us in. We see it's not, they're like, sorry, club full. We're like, we can see it's room in there. All we want to do is dance and party just like them. Nah, sorry, club's full. All right, I'll let a few of you in, but I can't let all of y'all in. It's this vast room filled with room for tons of people. Tons of people. It's not first come, first serve. And on that, I want to remind y'all this is white privilege. Because a writer for Stormy Daniels used a Japanese character to describe the president's penis. They couldn't use strawberry shortcake or a Smurf. We got to go rob Japan. One of they dope characters. We got to fuck up Nintendo, the Disney of Japan.
Right, they like, bitch, Smash Brothers about to come out.
Yo,
right now we gotta move some units.
Yo, Miyamoto got to go see that writer.
Right, and why I really play video. You've seen somebody play it, because if you really play the games, you would understand the importance of this character.
Yeah, and it's just like, look, man, the way most of us feel about Disney and those Disney characters, like, look, man, say whatever you want. Don't disrespect Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and all of them. Don't disrespect any of the Nintendo characters. None of them. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if it's Mario, if it's Kirby, if it's King Dedede. Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect none of them.
Just leave him alone.
Yeah. That's the game. Nintendo.
And he not to.
Yeah.
What we basically saying is because y'all can always get in the club and it's probably gonna be a sausage fest, but just like those IG videos and numerous other videos, y'all like that. I'm tired of seeing white boys, and I don't see all of it, putting shit on their crotch. Hey man, that's still not gonna stop y'all from making kids. They gonna keep coming out. Then we're gonna still have kids getting hurt videos, and in that case, we do need y'all to keep on making kids.
That's I don't know about the first part, but kids getting hurt. Everyone tells me I'm a despicable person for subscribing to that Instagram.
No, the shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Because they put the video up. All right. We didn't tell them to do it. The Negroes didn't tell them.
That's the thing about that Instagram page is A, it's private. B, they do not search for anything. They only ask for submissions. So anybody who out there who feels like I'm a bad person or anybody subscribing to that as a bad person, think about the parents and the brothers and sisters and the nieces and the grandmas and the aunts and uncles and all the cousins and all the different people, babysitters and all of that, who put up these videos of these children getting hurt. Because it wouldn't be possible without them. And their bad parenting of just recording their child as opposed to actually watching their child.
And it's millions of people subscribe, including one of y'all favorite lovable Negroes, even though he's one of mine as well, Shaquille O'Neal. He is subscribed to that channel as well.
Hey, man. Funny is funny. And everyone who said I'm a terrible person for subscribing to that, I show them one video and they start laughing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really terrible, huh?
Right, motherfucker.
I'm a piece of shit, huh? But you laughing.
Harder than me.
All right. You got a wash song, or who's the wash candidate of the week? For you, the year is Kanye West. But what about this week?
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon for you?
Yeah.
For the Brock shit?
Yeah. Just sometimes you gotta know when to let it go, bro. I know we love certain people in life, but sometimes you gotta let them go so they can be free and do other shit.
That's a fair one. I'm gonna say. Oh, well, let's just go with what's her name, Wanda Smith, who tried Cat Williams, and just came ill prepared. Like, yeah, the MVP of the week is Vontae Davis.
Oh, I agree with that because I understand, brother. Go ahead, Vontae.
Like, all I'll say about that is, you ever been out with someone, like they drove, you out with them, you don't really want to be there, so you look to your homeboy who drove and like, hey, Give me the keys. I'll wait in the car. I'm gonna be in the car. That was Vontae Davis. He was like, "Hey man, I'll be in the bus. Y'all finish that. Y'all handle that. I'll be outside."
This has been a great year because a lot of people have been just showing us I'm good, love, and joy.
Yeah,
He is the predication of I'm good, love, and joy.
yeah.
Like he
Everybody.
probably rushed to like the halftime. Hey, I'm gonna meet y'all in the locker.
Yeah,
Got his shit and moved out like bruh, man. He moved just like bruh, man.
yeah. You know what he did? You know when you have to do group projects in school, and when it was time to do the presentation, you just didn't show up and still got the grade.
Yeah.
That's what that nigga did.
Well, for the Bills, it's been an F grade this whole time.
Hey man,
So he
yeah,
understood.
that was the thing. Was like everyone's like he gave up on the team. He quit. Yeah, he did. He did. That's where retiring is. It's quitting in the middle
Exactly.
in the middle of a game. That A, they weren't going to win. B, you didn't think they were going to win. C, you were just going to talk about how bad they played. And D, if he was out there with the not without the will to play, he was going to get injured, or he could have got someone else severely injured. And then you would have
Because
been
he
talking
already
about
tapped out.
yeah, and then you would have been talking about how irresponsible he is, or if his heart wasn't in it, why is he out there? All that different stuff.
So he did the right thing. I understand that. I've done that numerous times in my life where I just said, I'm good, love, enjoy. I do
Hey
that
man,
very often. If I'm over
if
something,
you,
I just move.
yeah, and it's something I always like to. My fiance likes to bring up to me. So if y'all really mad about uh Vontae Davis quitting, just know there are two living popes, and the only way most people get to become pope is if the other pope dies, and there are two alive because one of them quits. So, hey man, how you tell a whole religion I'm good, love, and joy? Like that man got to be going to hell just off the strength of like telling God, like, you know, I know you picked me for this, but I think you fucked up, player.
I think after the first child, he was going to go to hell anyway.
Anyways, you got a watch song for the week?
Absolutely, sir. I know quick. I got it quick as soon as you said that. Six Black featuring J. Cole, Pretty Little Fears. I'm gonna be posting a lot of this six. Fuck that. Ain't no black. That's why I said Six Black. Nigga, your name is Six Black. You said black. You could have just said six. You could have just called yourself six. You could have just called yourself black. It's not a lot of artists out there named black, right?
I
You
think
put the six in front of it to make it cute. You Six Black.
there might have been someone actually named Black, and he had to put the six so it wouldn't be like copyright.
Use a different name, my nigga. You Six Lack now. You chose to put that six. If you would have put 1 lakh, I would have called you 1 lakh. I know the six is supposed to be a B. You Six Lakh.
All right. So it's the J. Cole song. What's it called?
Pretty little. What is it? Let me look at it again so I get the title right. It'll be at the end of this anyway. Pretty Little Fears. I want to play. Listen, most of the songs on there are my watch songs of the week anyway. But Pretty Little Fears featuring J. Cole.
All right. I got one. Someone to Love You by Rough Ends.
Are we doing the old songs? I thought we was doing. I could have went with the old song. All right.
I'll do that. You want me to give you a current song, a current watch song?
Yeah.
Something for Future off the Superfly soundtrack.
Anything?
Do that one with Sleepy Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it goes on the rough ends. I feel like now if you go that route, fuck it. Let me see if I can pull something out. I don't mind with the rough ends. If we could do old and current. Do I got an old song?
Got an old song.
I do got an old song somewhere. Let me see if I can get it. An old song.
Oh, we didn't even talk about your man potentially dating an 18-year-old.
Who?
Aubrey.
That ain't my man. I like his music.
Hey man, that's your man.
But I understand what you mean.
Yeah, that's your man's.
That's your man, bro.
So what you
Matter
got?
of fact, that's all the dudes that still do the Kiki challenge, man. I still like that song though.
So what you man?
Oh, we'll go back to that. I do got a song for the week. Jesse McCartney, She's No You, the Neptunes remix.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
Absolutely. One of the greatest songs. Since we spoke about Kingdom Hearts, it's only right. That's Sword. Well, no, that's not Sword. That's Roxas.
Okay.
And besides that, I really love anything that I told you, anything the Neptunes did or do, I'm probably gonna listen to it. I'm probably really gonna listen to it. Especially in the 2000s, they had me listen to songs a lot of people would have questioned, being from the area that we from.
That's
But
that's why I picked the Rough End song, because we always talk about the Neptunes and we talk about how good the bridges are. And I heard that. I was listening to that today. It came up on my playlist, and I heard the bridge, and I was like, "Yo, this is a really good bridge."
I forgot they even had a bridge. The song is echoing in my head. They felt that in their spirit. All you need is some. They felt that in their spirit. I don't even remember their verses. I just remember the hooks. They was giving it they all in the booth.
Yeah, man. You know how many couples danced to that song when they first dance?
I might do that. That you got me really thinking. I'm about to watch the video and be like, I might do that.
Quiet as hell on that one. You're like,
I might do that because that song did. That was one of them touching songs. That was Midnight Love, man. God damn.
yeah,
Don't you forget by Gloom Lewis.
don't do All My Life by Casey and JoJo ever.
Nah, that's just, bro. If you play Casey and JoJo at your wedding, bro, that's it. You can't do nothing wrong by this woman. You can't stay out past midnight.
Nah. And that's why
Cause
I gotta tell the wife to be, fiance, she my wife already. That we are not having one Casey and JoJo song at the wedding. Not even that Get On Up one with Tupac and all that. No, none of it.
right, and get on up now.
We're not even playing How Do You Want It. If it's not Jodeci, I don't want it.
Nah, Casey and JoJo by themselves was just. I can't wait for that biopic. Fuck the Jodeci one. I know they got to put in Jodeci because it leads to Casey and JoJo. Let's just get the Casey and JoJo horror movie because that shit gonna be a horror movie. If we just had them, that's a 2-hour movie by itself.
Yeah.
From the Suge Knight stories on
Yeah, man.
to them collapsing on the stage and Knife Wonder and Ludacris like dying laughing at them
Dying laughing. Like,
while they cutting a great song with Common on that Theater of the Mind album.
that was right before we really started caring about people's like drug addictions and health and stuff like that. So when we saw that, we just
They were in stitches, and this is when the internet was getting hot. That's when YouTube was hot. Like I don't know where they're recording this on that webcam, but they did it, and that's when stuff was going viral. I don't know how stuff was going viral. I guess they had to share links through emails
that flip phone game was cold.
or the BlackBerry pen. They was on the BlackBerry pen. That's how they got the comment verse.
Someone needs to come out with a HD flip phone, because flip phones was like Steadicam.
Flip phones is dope. You could be incognito with them.
But the thing about, like, you remember the thing about numbers was you was able to, like, if you remember like the keypad really well, you could like send a whole text message without ever looking at your phone.
Oh, I was cold with that.
Like, I used to do that at work. There was a girl I was talking to while I was working there. Not she didn't work with me, but you couldn't have your phone out. So I just kept the phone in my pocket. Every time she sent me a text, I went to the bathroom, checked the text, went back out. Or I pulled the phone out real quick, checked the text, put the phone back in my pocket, just start typing away, hitting that number pad, clicking, click, 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 click. It was like Morse code in that bitch.
Oh yeah, I was cold with the BlackBerry. I'll be texting while I'm in my pocket. You know, I'm not playing no funny games. I'm up here texting.
Yeah, man. Anyways,
So yeah,
time to get up out of here. We done been here for like 2 hours.
I know we got to keep going that long. The people need to hear it.
Yeah, man.
But
Hey, man.
episode
We gonna-
15. I want to give one last shout out.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this a lot. I've been in my life for the past 2 days. I've been feeling less jaded and in my feelings even more. I might do the Kiki challenge. We end it like this if you want, unless you got a shout out. Shout out to the Paige.
The who?
Paige, the white Nubian queen.
This is her house.
I only say that just because today is SmackDown. Besides that, while we were talking, I was on IG and she posted. She definitely has like the best IG girl Instagram out, where it's just like she getting all the shots off, and it's just like yeah. And I'm up here pressing like all the time.
Hey, man. Live your life.
Yeah,
This is her house.
it is. Shouts out to the UK. I have no reason why I'm doing that. But episode 15,
Whole Absolution gang.
the whole Absolution game, the Undisputed Era, the members from there, Peter Dunne.
Yeah, man. We're gonna get Pete Dunne versus Ricochet, bro.
If Pete Dunne ever show up, Pete Dunne be chilling.
I think that's tomorrow.
Is it?
I think so.
Damn, God bless all the
Talking
trap
about-
niggas.
What the War Games match is supposed to be, right?
Is that next month or November?
November. It's supposed to be because the main event is Velveteen versus Ciampa, and the
Oh, I can't wait to see those promos.
yeah, and then
I started laughing just thinking about it.
the War Games match is supposed to be Undisputed Era versus British Strong Style, which is Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, and Trent Seven. And it's supposed to be Ricochet and War Machine or War Raiders.
Damn,
So it's looking like a good one.
I can't wait to see that. But we gonna talk about that definitely next episode or so. But episode 15, we out.
Peace.